it's great to have Nikki in town, but you know what? Our experts on Cityline, they are rubbing shoulders with celebrities all the time. So we thought, why not dish a little, people? Let's talk about your experiences with some celebs out there, whether good, bad, or anything in between. Yeah. Derek, let's start with you.
Well, I'm not going to tell any bad ones because I want to
work again.
Keep my job.
Yeah.
So I had this is kind of really a fun story because I had a couple of years ago our PR agency in London. I was over in London, and they asked if I was available on this Thursday night. And so I was like, yeah, sure, like what's up? And they said, well, we have a high profile event. We really can't tell you too many details, but you need to be available from 4 in the afternoon until midnight. Okay. So I was like, okay, I'm a bit of an adventurer. So the car's gonna pick you up at like 2 o'clock, and I'm like, where am I going? Kind of thing. So have my kit, whatever. So turns out I'm going to Elton John's house. Yeah. So it's in Old Windsor. So I get there, and it's Elton John's estate in Windsor, which is about an hour outside of London. But his neighbor is Queen Elizabeth. So there's Windsor Castle. Yeah, so when I say Elton John's house...
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, so it was for the White Tie and Tiara Ball, which is this huge fundraiser for his AIDS Foundation. And basically, it's a party for 300 A-list guests. I had to sign my life away. Yes. Couldn't tweet about it, couldn't put anything on Facebook, etc., which made it even more fun, right? Because I'm like, who am I doing? What am I doing? Yeah. So anyway, this evening was just amazing, but I ended up doing Uma Thurman.
Yes.
Matthew Morrison from Glee. I'm a huge Glee fan. So did him, and it was actually the night that he got engaged to his fiancée, Renee Puente.
But that's right, so it was the same evening.
It was that evening. And then also Samantha Barks, who played Eponine in the movie Les Mis, the tiny little waist. Absolutely loved her. So it was very fun, great night of people watching. So at midnight, I can go. So one of the people came over to me and said, if you'd like to stay for the entertainment, you can. So I'm like, who's the entertainment? Like, I'm like, is Madonna here? Like, I will die if she is, right? So anyway, there I am at a concert for 300 people, Elton John and Coldplay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I left at 5:30 in the morning, got back to the hotel, packed my stuff, got in the car, and went to the airport to come home.
That is an amazing story.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
I would have tried to hide myself in his wine cellar and stay forever.
Fantastic.
That is incredible.
Such a great night. Really fun. Great people watching.
Okay, Trace, I know so many big names come in and out of the building.
His estate and everything.
I know it's not Queen Elizabeth, but you have done a lot of celebrities, a lot of stars come in and out of city. Do you have a story you want to share?
Well, I was slated to do Justin Bieber's makeup.
Yes.
And so, about 2 hours before I was slated to do his makeup, this is in the height of his career when he had the swish with his hair. This was like, he was huge at this time. And before I was slated to do his makeup, 2 hours before that, his people and everybody kept coming in and telling me, when you go into the room, you can't do this, you can't do that, look down, look there, all of these rules, right? And so they come in again, another 10 minutes, the same thing. So this went on for the next 2 hours, and every time they came in, it was something added to the story, like, don't hop on one leg, and I'm barking like a dog, It was always something. I'm like, oh my God. It's just this little kid I'm going in to do makeup on, right? So finally, and I don't get that nervous, but so I finally, get my makeup kit and I'm ready to go. They said it's time to go do his makeup. I'm shaking at this point. I'm like, I'm going to do a little preteen kid, and I'm like shaking because I have all these rules. I got knocked 3 times, like whatever, I felt like I have the password. I don't know what I had all these rules to follow. So now I knock on the door, and of course I forget everything that I'm supposed to do. Somebody opens up the door, and I said, hi, I'm Tracy, I'm here to do makeup. And they let me in, and everybody's just kind of partying and milling about, and out emerges this little boy, and he stretches his arm out to me, and he goes, hi, I'm Justin. And I'm like I don't know who you are. You know what I mean? So he's, hi, I'm Justin, and I shake his hand, and he was the most polite boy I've ever met in my life. Now, I don't know what's happened to him as of late.
I was like, this is a while ago.
This is a while ago. He's very different now, I guess, with him being in the news and everything. But it was so pleasant. It just showed me how people around you can create an environment. That he was a completely sweet boy, and that was a lesson for me to learn.
That is hilarious. Good old Beebs. All right, Gracie Poo. You're a celeb encounter.
Oh, well, Hilary Swank. This was after she won her first Oscar, but before she won her second Oscar.
She's amazing.
So she was in town promoting one of her movies, and she was on a press junket. I was doing her makeup, and she is one of the loveliest actresses I've ever met. And she was, kind of complaining that she didn't have anything to wear. And she kept saying, I really like your top. Mind you, this was before I had kids, and I was really skinny at that time. So she was really, kept saying, I really like your top. And so I just said, do you want to wear it? And because I thought she was not going to say yes. And she was like, would you let me? So we traded T-shirts.
That's great.
Yes, she wore my, so, oh my God, she was photographed. Is she in her shirt? Yeah. Oh my God. So the T-shirt that I'm wearing, a celebrity friend drew it. It's a cartoon, and she was actually photographed in it, front row, center, at a fashion show. She was photographed in my black T-shirt all day, press junkets all day in my T-shirt.
You wore her sweat. I love every second of it. Oh my gosh.